Good morning. I just got up and out of the shelter and then hiked back up to the trailhead. That was like a 0.3 from the trail to the shelter. But it's kind of funny, like a couple people started trickling in. They all took the tent pads, so I was still alone in the shelter for a bit. And then kind of as also predicted, two more people came in like well after sunset, so it was good and dark. And were in the shelter with me. But it was a nice, quiet night. I'm just going to sit here and have my breakfast and stuff. Just chill for a bit. I think it's like 4.5 miles to the next shelter, Full Goose. I will break there. And then after Full Goose, that's where the Mahoosuc Notch and the Mahoosuc Arm is at. So the Notch is like tucked down in this little valley, and it's a mile of just the most outrageous boulder hopping you've ever seen. So they call it the funnest mile. And then right after that, the Arm is one of the steepest climbs on the entire AT. It goes straight up this cliffside. It's something like 1,500 feet of elevation in a mile. So that'll also be really cool to do. So we got all that coming up. We're at the top of Mount Carlo. I think up that way is where we're going to be continuing. We made it to the top of Goose Mountain. It's a little side split off trail here, 0.1 to the summit itself. I don't know, it just feels unnecessary. It doesn't look that bad. It's kind of just up a little bit, but whatever. I'm probably gonna keep on going. Full Goose campsite is 2.6. I'll probably stop there. And that's gonna be before right doing the Mahoosuc Notch and all that, so be a little break and rest stop. The terrain's rugged, but it's not too terrible. But I'm only moving like 1.5 miles an hour, which is slow-ish. Just kind of hope the terrain evens out a little bit. Up on this bridge is awesome. It's just beautiful up here. This is looking back the way we came over all these mountains over the last couple of days. And I'm pretty sure at the biggest one back there, we can still see Mount Washington. I think it's that one with the cloud right over it. Because you can kind of tell there's like a tower and structure and stuff on there. Seems like so long ago, but not that far away, really. Dude, these mud bogs are terrible. I don't think you can do this without getting wet. My feet are absolutely soaked again. Just makes it more miserable. Made it to the full Goose shelter. It's just, it's probably the widest shelter I've ever seen. You fit a lot of people in there going lengthwise. Oh man, that was a long 4.5 miles. That was rough. I don't know how far I'm gonna go today if that stuff continues. We'll just keep reassessing it as we go. I think I'm gonna utilize the facilities and just take a break here for a bit. I'm kind of having a tough time with Maine, even though I'm only 5 miles into the state. It's very strenuous. Strenuous is the word. It's technical. There was definitely like worse parts in New Hampshire and stuff, but Maine is just rough. Everything is wet, and I'm slip sliding all over the place. I have lots of scrapes and stuff already. It's muddier than anywhere else I've ever seen because of all the wetness. And today already I've gone 4 times at least, ankle deep, completely in the mud. No, I can't get over this rock. Let's see if I can do this with the camera. See, it's stuff like this. I just can't get up here. Very strenuous. Okay. But it's like, where am I going? Okay. It's like I was told by many people, it's like, oh, you'll want to slow down in Maine and enjoy it. That's not the case. It's like you have to slow down because it's so rough. Sure, there are people who are extremely athletic and are just cruising through these areas, but I'm just your average hiker, and this is rough. I'm thinking 10 miles a day might be the max. Until this gets maybe easier. Just gotta get through these hard bits first. Maybe the whole state is hard, I don't know. Man, I just love these views. Just mountain after mountain after mountain, as far as the eye can see. And from here, we've got a big descent of like a mile down. And then it starts the Mahoosuc Notch. Okay, we finished the big descent. We are ready to start the Mahoosuc Notch. Spec Pond campsite, 3.6. At the earliest, we may end the day there. I'm gonna have to reassess. Didn't look like there was much options to try to push a few miles further. Stealth sites are kind of limited just because the terrain is so rough. But anyway, I'm super excited about this notch. This is one of those most famous places on the AT. And it's finally my turn to do it. But yeah, we are deep in a narrow valley crevice. You get cool moss everywhere. So the next mile is just gonna be the most outrageous, rocky, crawling through, going over all kinds of crazy, awesome fun. I'm excited. I think this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to film as much as I can through here, but it's definitely difficult. Ooh. This looks awesome. You can definitely hurt yourself if you're not really careful. Oh man, this is just awesome. Yeah, this is definitely fun. I'm liking this. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna have to put the camera away. Keep on moving up and over. Well, I'm about a third of the way through it, and the whole thing's not a crazy, rocky, jumbled mess, so there's little bits where it kind of turns into a normal trail for a second. Oh, man. Alright, then I scramble up here. Follow the arrows when you see them. Oh. Oh, man. Uh-huh. Well, I'm about an hour in, and I think I'm only halfway done. I think the average just takes about an hour to get through all this. I'm definitely moving slowly. It's just too easy to hurt yourself. Well, I'm still in it. Maybe getting close to the end, I don't know. But most difficult mile? Yes. Definitely most difficult. Most fun? Also yes. And I've also sustained more injuries in this mile than on the entire AT combined. My elbow is bloodied, my knee is bloodied, and the palms of my hands don't have skin on them anymore, I don't think. That's just beating the hell out of me. There's looking back. I think we may be about through this, and there's looking forward. No more rock boulders. I think all told that took about an hour and 40 minutes. Oh, and my body is completely wrecked right now. And we're about to do the steepest climb on the AT. I hope it's just stair-stepping, because stair-stepping I can do. No more boulder scrambling. Well, maybe we're not done yet. But it's not as egregious as it's been. My left knee hurts the worst. I have severely bruised my left knee on something when I hit it. Oh, not gonna fit. Okay, I gotta put the camera away. Okay, we've officially started the climb up the Mahoosuc Arm. This is the easy bit before it starts getting really steep. Well, here's what the arm looks like. Technical and steep. Lots of different day hikers and groups and whatnot out here. A lot of college kids that I'm been around. Holy cow, that's straight up. It's very steep. There's definitely some technical bits. But I feel like we've definitely been through worse. all things considered, it's not that bad of a climb. I kind of love parts like this. We're just like up, straight up this rock slab. And there's a blaze up there on a tree. And you're just like, okay. At least there's like roots and the rocks are, you know, got enough jagged edges and stuff where you can plant a foot. It's just fun. There's other stuff that we've done, like in the Wildcats, that was just nonsense rock slab climbing. That was so difficult. This stuff is a little easier, I think, in my opinion. So I'm stopped. I can take a break for a second, and I was just thinking about the next shelter up ahead is an AMC run shelter, and it's a pay shelter, just like what we had through the Whites. So I don't think I ever showed this card. I can focus on it. There we go. There's all the discounts and stuff listed. The main thing is that when you stay at one of the AMC run sites, it's $10 a night. But if you have this Thru hiker card, then it's 50% off for any of the others. So it'll only be $5 if I stay at the Spec pond shelter for tonight, which I probably will, just because I feel so exhausted. And then at the bottom, here's where the free soups and the baked goods. So I got those credited and they've been signed off and stuff. And you get some discounts at the different centers, Hingham Notch and stuff. Like we stopped through for breakfast, so we didn't get these lunch deals. And then I think on the back they just put the date that you got it, and then where you got it. So I got it at the Garfield shelter. And the last one on here, so you got Spec is the last one on the card, so maybe that's the last pay site that we'll ever run into, but that's what that looks like. So hold on to it when you get through the Whites, just in case you end up at the shelter that I'm hitting. Oh, made it to the top, the Mahoosuc Arm. Yeah, I think we're going to stop for the day at the next shelter. It is 1 mile from here, off in that direction somewhere. Absolutely gorgeous. Here's Spec Pond. I think we're going to wrap around it, and the shelter's on the far side over there somewhere. I don't know if this is the work of beavers. Yeah, some of these logs look like they've been chewed up. They've been damming it up a little bit. There's the shelter. Looks like a number of people here already. There's probably going to be a lot of people that end up here.
Oh, what was that guy's name? I showed him from last night.
Alright, I think I'm about done for the day with everything. Got dinner and all that taken care of. Today was kind of short, just because of the trail conditions and all that kind of stuff. I think most people I've been around were shooting for the road that would get into whatever the next town is, either Andover or Bethel, I think. But anyway, so I feel like I'm a little behind schedule, but I'm hoping the terrain kind of levels out from here on out, just kind of make up some miles again. I'm still undecided whether I need to bail out at some point and get another day's worth at least of food, but I'm going to figure that out kind of on the fly over the next day or so as opportunities present themselves. But anyway, that's all I got going on. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now, and thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning. We had a good bit of rain last night, so everything is wet, of course, as usual, but even more wet now. The shelter and all that was not overcrowded. I think we had about 7 total in the shelter, and then a group out tenting out back. So there's plenty of room. And the sun is barely starting to come out, so it's like this golden hue kind of circling around. But I think one way or the other, depending on the terrain and how many miles I can make today, I think I'm still going to run out of food for when I was planning to meet a buddy. So there's a road crossing earlier that I think we can try to coordinate to meet at, and I can get some food and stuff. I think he's going to spend the day hiking with me coming up, so that's all going to be pretty cool. So here's hoping the terrain is going to be nice today. We got some crazy rocky ascents going up on this hill. The fact that it's all wet just makes it 10 times more difficult. But check this out. Still see Mount Washington from here. Well, so far this descent down into Grafton Notch is going easy. I'm making some pretty good speed. And something I was thinking of was when we were doing the Mahoosuc Notch, I'd always heard that on average it takes an hour. And it took me so long, it took me 1 hour and 40 minutes. And then talking with other people at the shelter, they were like, oh, it took me 2 hours. And it took someone else who did it in the rain like 5 hours. So I think the average is much closer to like 2 hours. Because even some really fast people that I've been hiking around, it took them longer than an hour to do it. So I don't know where I always heard that it takes an hour on average, but a 2 hour average sounds far more likely. Oh, I made it down to Grafton Notch. And a little kiosk here. There's a Trail Magic Coke and a free car. I think I'm just gonna take the Coke, or Pepsi as the case may be. A little bit of easy terrain coming out of Grafton Notch. And my left knee that I had hurt so bad yesterday is completely fine, 100% fine, which just continues to amaze me how much the body can heal overnight. It was hurting really bad yesterday. Baldplate Mountain. I think there's a shelter up there near somewhere. Fry Notch Shelter, 4.8. Probably take a break there too. And then the East Bee Hill Road, 9.4. I'm going to try to make it at least that far in stealth. The shelters are too far apart for any type of optimal location. The next shelter after would make it like a 20+ mile day, and I don't know if I can do that over this kind of terrain. So far it's been not so bad, but you never know. So I think we're stealthing tonight somewhere. There's the split off of the Baldplate lean-to, 200 yards. We'll just take a quick break here. Need to use the facilities at least. There we go. Baldplate lean-to. Little style I'm more familiar with. Cool. Okay, we'll break here for a minute. Done with our break, back on trail. Now we've got a steep uphill for like a mile. Hit some high peaks. These are gonna be the big uphill mountains for the day. And then I was looking ahead. Somewhere like exactly 10 miles from here is a road crossing, and it looked like there was a lot of comments about lots of space to set up tents and stuff. So I think that's what I'm gonna aim for. As long as the terrain's not too bad, this is gonna be like a 16+ mile day, which might be doable. Next mile though might be slow going as we get pretty steep up this hill. Oh, made it to the top. We're at the top of Baldplate West Peak. It's good having an easy uphill for once. It was just a steady stair-stepping. Nothing too terrible. I could maintain a good pace. Looks like there's a cool view coming up. This is gonna dip down, and then another big uphill. The next peak is going to be the east, Baldplate East Peak. Which should be that one right in front of us. Very nice. See some hikers doing the last hill climb ahead of me. And then even all the way up on the top of the ridge. There's a couple of guys up there. This is kind of one of the coolest climbs we've had to do. Just straight up this flat face and all this. This is Baldplate East Peak. I just can't get over the views. This is so awesome up here. Made it to the summit of Baldplate East Peak. Fry Notch Lean-To. You can take a break there, maybe 1.8 miles ahead. Andover Bee Hill Road, 6.3, and then we're gonna go to the next road crossing after that somewhere, another mile or so, I think is the end goal. There's looking back where we came from. And continuing on. Yeah, and this descent off that last peak just got really bad really fast. This is actually the really easy part that I'm filming. It started out with like some more of the large, flat, bald coming down. That wasn't bad. And then all of a sudden it just got hellacious, like steep, crazy, everything's wet. And I was like, oh God. It just slowed way down. And now it's kind of starting to clear up again, but now you got super slick rock face going down. Whew. I'm okay. And cut. Okay, here's a new game plan. I'm in and out of the fry shelter. There's 10 people there. And I've passed 10 people that all came out of Grafton Notch. And everybody's headed for the same stealth site that I'm aiming for. Now, I could get there like first and just claim a spot. There's only like 6 spots and 20 people are aiming for it. 10 miles from here is the next shelter. In theory, on the side profile, the terrain looks like it gets a lot better. So like I could do another 10 miles. I've already over 10 miles for today already. I just hate like being forced to do a 20-mile day when I wasn't expecting it. So either way, I'm in a bubble of like a massive crowd of people. I'd rather just get away from them, get ahead of them. So I think I'm gonna race to get to the next shelter just as quick as I can. There's also storms coming in the forecast, but they are like should be short-lived and just kind of blow through and not last more than like an hour. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna race really fast. I'm gonna get rained on, and I'm gonna get to a shelter in 10 miles. Let's go. Well, so far I'm making good time. Train's been nice and easy, and lots of moose nuggets. I haven't seen another moose since that first one, which was in Vermont, I think. But there's definitely lots of moose evidence in this area. I'm ready for another moose encounter. I still haven't seen a porcupine yet either. But we're doing good, mileage, time-wise. I'm flying down this flat terrain at the moment. So the trail crosses over this way, and it kind of sounds and looks like there's a huge waterfall here. Out of the woods at the East Bee Hill Road. Going back in the woods. This is Surplus Pond. It started raining. There were some thunderstorms that skirted around us, so we're only getting kind of the, just on the edge of it. So it's just kind of a light drizzle right now. Here's the stealth site that I was originally going to be aiming for, but since there's like 20 people trying to come here, I'm going to push on. It's about another 4 more miles to the shelter. So, 20 people are fighting over these spaces. Good luck with that. I'm not going to deal with that. I think I'm in the best position to just keep on moving. Here it is, Hall Mountain Lean-To, right on the trail. There's nobody here. Holy crap, that's awesome. Trail goes that way. Oh man, what a push today. Tent sites, might be somebody tented over there, but I'm getting in the shelter. There's nobody coming in after me, I don't think. Okay, I feel like I'm on a race to get against time because I got here like at 6 and sunset's like at 7 something, so I just gotta get like food and setup and all that normal stuff. Kind of in a little bit of a time crunch, but I'm gonna take over the corner here and get finished set up a little bit more. And I got my food already boiled up. It's just seeping right now, so I got the chili mac going on. There was just one other guy tented out back that I was chatting with for a little bit. He went to go check out the overlook view, which is like a 0.2 from here, I think. So he was gonna report back on if that's worth it at all. I may go check that out myself or not. I'm definitely kind of tired. I don't know how many miles I did, but it was over 20. So I'm gonna eat, yeah, and just taking care of the usual things and probably sign off in the next clip. Okay, and I think that's about gonna do it for tonight. Yeah, it's just kind of funny how things worked out with an unintentional like 20+ mile a day, and there's like nobody here, and there's a million people right behind me. So overall goal achieved. Just trying to get away from the crowd of people. So that puts me closer to where I'm going to meet my buddy. I still have to recalculate what the distance is. I don't know where I'm going to stay tomorrow. I'll probably just do 2 short days to get in there to meet him, and then we're going to hike together the day after. Couple of days from now, something. We'll figure it out. That's all coming up in the future. Anyway, that's it for now. Again, thanks for watching. I will see you all in the next one.